Hi guys, and welcome to my first Curiosity segment on my YouTube channel. This is going to be a new segment where I go over current events, topics, media, things that I just generally have interest in. I'm going to be doing vlogs about them, going into detail about how I feel about them. And I encourage you guys to comment below and give me suggestions and things of that nature. So, before we get into this first topic, which by the title you probably already know what it's going to be about, and if you know me, you know that I'm super passionate about this topic. But before we get into the video, I just ask that you guys subscribe, hit that notification button, and make sure that you're getting all of the videos that I do, whether it's about my Invisalign journey, whether it's about Curiosity, or whether it's about anything else that's going to be coming up on my channel. Make sure that you subscribe. But yeah, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so that every time I do a video, you'll be the first ones to get the update on what it is that I'm posting, okay guys? Let me tell you where the name came from for this segment. Okay, my name is Charles, and I have a lot of curiosity about a lot of different things. So I blended the two things together, Curiosity. Charles and his curiosity. Okay, cool. Anyway, so yeah, that's where I got the name from. I think it's pretty cool, and I'm gonna be going over a lot of different stuff. So anyway, the video. Everyone who knows me knows that I love tennis, and specifically I love Venus and Serena Williams. They are my favorite athletes across any sport, and in my favorite sport, and I just grew up watching them. They got me started in tennis in 1998 when I first seen them play, wearing the beads and going against all of the odds in a sport that was predominantly white, which still is, and a sport that they shouldn't have really been good at and shouldn't have been playing. And in it, both of them ended up being legends and icons in the sport and just doing amazing things. And right now, at the age of 38 and going on 37, they're still playing and still being great. And I just feel like that's amazing for both of them. But what this video in particular is about, Serena's comeback, and since her pregnancy and having her baby, Alexis Olympia Ohanian Jr., and just her career in general. So just to give you guys a bit of background, Serena has always been a controversial player just because of her body image. She's very muscular. She has a very intimidating look. She's curvy. She's not the typical slender, slim, thin, quiet player that you normally see, and she's always been criticized for it. She's actually stated a couple times that it took her a while to get comfortable in her own skin because she just felt like she should look like, play like, act like the others around her. But she was very different, and she eventually stepped into that and owned it, and I love that about her. But in terms of her matches, and in particular at the US Open, it goes all the way back to 2004 when she played that match. I think it was the quarterfinals against Jennifer Capriati, where they called so many of her balls out, and at the time Hawkeye wasn't in the picture. Actually, a lot of people argued that that single match is the reason why Hawkeye was created, because the linesmen were just doing such a terrible job, and the umpire in the match wouldn't overrule the calls, and they needed cameras to say, okay, this ball was in, and give the players the ability to challenge bad calls. And it brought about, you know, history in the game. So she's always had a history of controversy surrounding her in the sport, and I love it because she's always rise to the occasion. She's always kept it classy and just always been above and been a great and been a legend when dealing with things that are not so comfortable, whereas she could have went an entire different route a lot of times. So moving on from the 2004 fiasco, now we have Hawkeye to challenge with. Then comes 2009, where she had that complete meltdown against Kim Clijsters in the 2009 semifinal, where she was playing some amazing tennis, and she lost it there. She apologized for it. It was a football call, and she moved on from it. Then 2011, in the final against Sam Stosur, was another issue, and then now this, again at the US Open. So in her match yesterday, and it's so funny because I literally wanted to do this video yesterday, and I wanted to really get into it when it was fresh on my mind, but I was so hurt, disgusted, irritated by the whole situation that I could not even vocalize about how I felt, because I am so tired of watching her, even after she's won 23 Grand Slams, 72 titles, all the doubles titles, gold medals, Fed Cup, World Team Tennis, all of these different things. She's a great ambassador for the sport off the court. She's a humanitarian. Just all the great things she's done. It doesn't matter. It's always a problem. And I think the fact that people expect her to be quiet and to stand there and, oh well, she shouldn't, she just kept pressing the issue. Of course she did, because she needed to stand up for what she believed in, and she's always done it, and I think that that's amazing. And I just feel like, just like she stated, if it was a man, it would have been a completely different situation. There have been men that have done things way worse, said things way worse, and have not had the same severity of a game penalty like they gave her in that match. So, okay, backstory. She came out and she played Naomi Osaka in the final. It was Naomi's first final. So she was making history not only for herself but for her country. Would have been the first Japanese female to win a Grand Slam. Serena was chasing 24 to tie Margaret Court and to also get her first Grand Slam since she's had her baby. And the tension was high. Naomi came out ready. She won the first set. Serena played well, but she was getting outplayed in that match, and her serve wasn't there. So she was frustrated. Into the second set, somehow or another, Patrick, Serena's coach, gave her some signaling. She got a coaching violation. That's where it started. Because Serena was like, I've never cheated, and I completely agree with everything she said. Look at her track record. She's won so much. What's the point of her having to cheat to win a match? She's never had to do that. She's never been the type to go to her box. And as of late, she looks at her box a lot more than she's ever had in her career. But it's more so, you know, come-ons and, you know, things like that. It's not so much that she's looking for answers. And when they play side by side, Patrick, in the exact moment where he was coaching, which he admitted to, and she was, you know, on the court, she wasn't even looking at him while he was telling her to do whatever he was trying to signal to her to do. And so she told him, I never cheat. I'd rather lose before I cheat to win a match. So apparently the umpire felt like that was a warning, although Serena didn't believe it. Serena didn't understand it to be so. They even had a conversation after that at the changeover where she clarified what she meant and what was going on, and the umpire seemed to be okay with it. A couple games later, Serena got broke right back by Naomi, and she broke her racket. At that point, it's considered the second offense, which is where she lost the point. So she started the next game down on love 15 automatically because of the second code violation. Then she called the umpire a thief for stealing a point from her, and he took an entire game, which made it 5-3 at that point. It was just horrible. And my issue with the whole first violation was that it's not uniform. I've watched so many matches where coaches are in the box screaming at their players of things that they should do, signaling to them, all different types of things, and I've never seen someone lose a point. And if it's done, it's not really done often. So you wait to a Grand Slam final where history is trying to be made by both players. Serena is trying to make a comeback, was successfully doing so, to give her that type of penalty for something that you know based off her history that she never does. It was ridiculous. And I understand where the frustration came from, and I don't feel like she should have not spoke up for herself, or she should have just let it go after that. She could have exercised some more self-control, but at the end of the day, she's created and established her rapport with the WTA, with these Grand Slams, and with the fans and with the world. and she deserves more respect than what she gets. And it's ridiculous. You have players like Nick Kyrgios, who is just ridiculous, nowhere near mature, says and does whatever he wants, and I've never seen a game being taken away from him. But because her coach, you have so many, literally so many coaches that talk to their players throughout the match from the stands, signaling all the different stuff. And I've never seen them actively give them a warning in a Grand Slam final. I haven't seen that, and it's absolutely absurd to me that in the US Open, where this is her home Grand Slam, not that that should mean she should get any favoritism or anything like that, but that she can go to the Australian or to Wimbledon or to the French and all of these different places, and they cherish and honor her and her legacy better than the US Open does. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it looks bad on the sport. Tennis is a very individual sport. It's a character builder. It just builds you up in so many different ways, and it just makes the sport look so bad. And for a person like of Serena's caliber and everything she's done for the sport, I just feel like it's better ways to handle that. Furthermore, be honest and create, either get rid of the rule or make sure you're able to inflict that rule on every player and every player's coach. Because at the end of the day, it's not something that you see happening across the board properly. And if they're not going to do it to every player, it shouldn't be done to just her or any other player for that matter. It is what it is. Breaking rackets, Serena standing up for herself. I'm 100% for it. And I just feel like the US Open and the officials of that tournament really should feel shame. They really should. Because it's absolutely sad, and this is where she's from. It's like, come on. But I just want to say that the crowd out there was amazing. They completely, stood by her. And I also want to congratulate Naomi Osaka for playing an amazing match, because no one will ever know if Serena would have actually been able to come back in that match if she not had lost that game. But Naomi, kudos to you, because you kept it together the entire time. Your level was at the level it needed to be on the day, and I'm happy for you. I wish you all the more success, and thanks to the crowd for supporting both of them and for booing at the US Open. So that's it for this video. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and I'll be back with you guys soon for the next video.